Sayed option again. I picked 4 names to show you today how you could have guessed a trade and what would be the indicators or signs to tell you that it's time to take the trade and when is a good time or at least the near best time to sell it. I picked 4 names. First one I'm gonna do Shop, then Tesla, Roku, and finally the craziest one, Netflix. Alright, so one thing I do every day before market opens is look at the names that I focus on. I have a limited list of names that I look on, and sometimes there's other names that's running. Of course, I take a look at it, but just is in and out very fast. But mainly there is a 10-20 names that I look at. So Shop is one of them. I look in the morning and I go through the list. I look at all the indicators, see which one has the potential to, at the open, to jump up. And what indicator I use is MACD mostly, and also the squeeze. So you can see at the open, before the market opens, you can see in the 5, okay, just to let you know, this is the 1 min, 5 min, 15, 30, 1 hour, 4 hour, and then daily and weekly. So anytime I want to take a trade, I put the name here, they all sync, you can see the top. So it gives me the chart on all time frames, see what's going on. So anyway, I pre-market, I see that the MACD on 15 minutes going toward up. The 30 min is already at the bottom, and then the hourly, it's about to bounce, and the rest is not showing that much indication, but at least it's toward up. You know, daily is up, weekly is up, and here is already, you know, in the oversold, now it's down, but it has the potential to go up. How I know? From this, that, you know, is going from yellow to light blue, and also here you can see pre-market is already, the yellow bar is becoming smaller and smaller. In a squeeze, is very interesting that, you know, these bars, once it get bigger and bigger and bigger, means that it's gonna go higher and higher. Once the bar becomes the same size from the bar before, or the rise of the bar, it becomes smaller, that means it's time to get out. Or whenever it becomes blue, that's, you know, the warning that get out as soon as you can. And this is only for, you know, normal run. I'm not talking about the kind of a Netflix run. I will go to that at the end. So here we go. So market opens, it goes a little bit up. One thing, it's the most important thing in the indicator is the slope of the indicator. So for example, here, when the market opens, you can see in the 5 min, the slope is toward up and is going up and up, and is, you know, becoming more like a straight line. So this is the time you know that this is gonna run faster and crazier. So then when it becomes, you know, the slope becomes lower and becomes toward flat, that means it's time to get out as soon as possible. You can see here, it becomes flat, then here was the toppest of the line, toppest of the point that you could have get out. And you can see in the RSI was the top point too, but it's so hard to catch this unpredicted. Anyway, so you can see in the 1 min, the best time to take it was as an open. Of course, here was the best point, but who knows? Maybe it drops. So you have to wait for confirmation. How to get that confirmation was, you know, looking at 15 and 30 min. Once the 30 min at the open got crossed, and then you see after, like, you know, 30 minutes that, you know, it's about to run, even you would have buy it here, you would have make a good profit. I took that trade. I took a 475. I bought it somewhere here, and I sold it somewhere on top here. Anyway, this is Shop, and also just notice the squeeze, how it went from yellow to light blue, get bigger and bigger and bigger, and once the bar is not getting bigger and bigger, that means the rise is almost over. It's good to get out as soon as you can. And also the Stochastic 5, and, you know, when it comes down, that tells you earlier than anybody else that it's time to get out. Stochastic Fast is super up and down a lot. So anyway, this was a Shop. Oh, and another thing I had to point out was the BB. I forgot that last time to mention. One of the best thing to look at and know if it's time to sell, or if something is running crazy and it's better to catch it earlier than later, is the BB. BB is very, very important. Whenever it's above the line, that means it's bullish. Whenever it's above the mid BB, it means it's getting bearish. So here you can see that it was above and it was touching the top BB, touching. Then it came below it. Then it's a sign that it's about to come down. And you see, and also if you look at the 15 min, once it opens, the BB get widely open. That's a big sign that this is gonna run. And you can also, to see when is a good time to get out is considering BB as a resistance too. You can see that, in the 30 minute, and once it touched the top BB in the 30-minute chart, it was almost, it was a resistance to get out. And also, I had the Fibonacci on 471.55, so that was a good target for me to get out. It went obviously above it, but it came down and a couple times tried to go higher, but didn't happen. Fibonacci is something I will make another video about it later, but it's something really interesting. It's like a magic. It tells you exactly where a stock can go, how far down can it comes, how far can it up and goes. But that doesn't mean that you go exactly by the Fibonacci level, the option strike. Um, Unless you're playing super long, yeah. But for weekly, I made that mistake many times that they would target, like Fib says, like for example 400. I bought exactly at 400 the option, but then it took a longer time to get there and I lost money. So it's always look at the Fib, that's a target, but buy it lower than that. So anyway, this is shop. Now we go to the next one, which is Roku. I took a Roku trade too, and that was interesting too. So anyway, Roku, it wasn't that much going on up and open, but it was flat toward down. You can see before market opens, the hourly was downward, the 4 hour was bottom there, but then once it opens here, in the first like 1 hour, and the 30 minutes started, the golden crossing. In the first 1 hour, same here, the 50 minutes started the golden crossing, and the 5 min started golden crossing a couple time here until here it start jumping. So how could you guess where was a good point to buy? So it started going up, came down, and then you can see here that the on a squeeze went from red to yellow, but it wasn't still confirmation. The 15 min still wasn't strong enough that suggests that it's gonna rise a lot. So you can see the yellow bar is small, then it becomes red. So but here exactly at this time, like at 11, and you can see here at 11 that the statistic was bottom. Then 5 min started golden crossing. Once it golden cross, statistic went up, and then these blue bars appears, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I think here was the chance to take it. So anywhere like at this time, at this period here, if you would have take it and sell it at here at top, that's amazing. It's 200 MA on 5 min. Good, good profit. Of course, here was higher, but it's always better to get sooner out than later. Anyway, yeah, and you can see here that the closer you get to Friday and you're playing weekly options, it's better to book profit sooner than later. Like here, you can see the slope was on the rise, and the rise like almost straight line up, and then once the slope is becoming smaller, like it going toward flat, so it's better to get out. And also the bars. So anyway, this is from Roku, and also the BB. Look here in 15 min, it went above the BB. So that's a sign that maybe it's time to get up. Always, whenever something that runs crazy super fast up, always consider to sell sooner than later, because it can go up crazy, it can suddenly at some point drop crazy too. Alright, so here we have Tesla. Since our mind, at least my mind, is like there's always bullish and always can look up, so it's hard for me to look at Tesla regularly to figure out what to do. I put negative Tesla. I took the trade early today, and then I bought at a high price, and it went below that, but at the end I sold it for profit. Anyway, if you put negative Tesla, it shows you the reverse chart, and you can see that it's in the 4 hour chart. It's showing that it's about to reverse, and you can see whenever you see this light blue in RSI, means it's getting oversold. I mean, obviously we're talking about reverse Tesla. So you can see here that before market, we this red bar is about to turn yellow, and then you can see also in the other charts, especially the 5 minute. Once you get to here at the top, I mean, it was a great opportunity at the open, buy the call in Tesla. It was like 600 C, I remember, was $1, went all the way to $5 or $6, but I missed it, of course. But when I get to the top, suddenly it turned back. That means what? I mean, it's a turning point, so it might go lower. But the mistake I made, I bought it somewhere here, but then that was early to buy. My mistake was early buy. A lot of times I lose money because I buy early, but I make the best time to buy it is wait for perfect confirmation that something is running, then buy it and sell it once you're in profit for whatever profit you got. Anyway, here that you can see that the 5 min golden cross, and it was about to run higher, but here suddenly it was unfortunately here turned back. But in order to take this trade, it's best to look at the 15 min. It's right that 5 min was golden crossing, but the 15-minute was still pointing down, so that wasn't golden crossing. So this was the confirmation for Tesla put to play, was wait for the 15 min to golden cross, or at least about to golden cross. Another thing that to consider is look at here, this yellow bar is becoming small here in the squeeze. The yellow bar is becoming smaller and smaller and is about to turn blue, and at this point you can see that the slope of the MACD light blue is about to turn up here. So once it's about to turn up, here was the perfect situation to take it and sell it at top here. But yeah, always wait for the confirmation, then you get it. And so I mean, this was a tough trade, honestly. I mean, it wasn't easy, and it wasn't that much profit in it either. The best trade of the day was Netflix, which I missed. I had 22 calls, 340C yesterday, and I sold for loss. I mean, I made money, I got greedy, I didn't sell it. Then I got out at loss, but today, man, it was crazy. And because I lost money on it, I tried to avoid it today, but it was a big mistake. Anyway, my mistake aside, just look at this, how it happens. First of all, when it opens, it was beautiful. It touched the fib level that I drew before, the 323.38. It went pre-market and it touched it, and 10 minutes before market it started going up, and there was an upgrade before. Always check the upgrades before market. So you can see in the 5 min chart, once it opens, this blue bar start flying, and notice the squeeze. It has 600 level. Let me show you the other names. For example, Roku. Look, Roku is squeezed today, made maybe 50, 100, not that much, but this is squeezed, went all the way to 600. That's just crazy bullish. So this is slope. When the slope you see is toward up, it's just, you have to grab it. So this was an opportunity for anybody to grab it, and then went all the way up here. This was an opportunity to get out. Why? Because the 5 minutes started turning flat, plus the RSI was all the way at the top. And this bar, it got bigger and bigger, and then you can see that the top, these three bars is almost equal, and there's always a point that is the turning point. And then once you see this blue bar, definitely is a confirmation that time to get out as soon as possible. And also the 1 min can tell you that even you look at the 1 min, you can see that the squeeze, it went up and then it become dark blue, yellow, light blue, up and up, but it still wasn't that. Another thing to always consider when something is going super fast up, always look at the 1 min chart. 1 min tells you when is the best time to get out. You can see here, even it dropped here, wasn't time to sell it because it still is not dead cross. Wait until the dead cross, like here. Okay, it's still not dead cross, but here the dead cross happened. It was time to sell it here. Like it was the best time at the 10:34. But then, if you sold at that time, why you should have bought it again? Why? Because already the 15 min, it turned flat here, and then the 30 min also already is not dead cross. The 1 hour is up, the 4 hour is up. Forget about daily and weekly, and still there's a chance to go up. Always, whenever the stock goes up crazy, at some point of the day it's gonna slow down, and there is a high chance another run again. So how to get that another run is looking at 15 and 5 most of the time. So when it got to here, I noticed that it's about to, I noticed that it's about to go up again. Why? Because I see the squeeze that it become red, then red went to yellow. I noticed that it's about to happen, because also the MACD you can see here is about to golden cross, but unfortunately I didn't take that trade. But anyway, lesson learned for next time. You can see that the MACD, the golden cross here, and this become yellow, and yellow is turning blue, so it means that come on, this is about to run. And even if you didn't take it here, it went up. It gave you another opportunity here at 3 o'clock to buy again, and that was the best time actually to buy it. Obviously here was cheaper, but that was perfect confirmation, because at this time the 15 min already, you can see the MACD is pointing toward up, and the statistic already telling you that it's up. So anyway, all I want to say is you have to look at all these combination of all these indicators at the BB, at the Fibonacci levels that you already drew before, in the statistic, in the RSI, the squeeze. You put all these together, it's not that difficult to make money. Day trading is easy if you be patient, if you wait for the right setup, and obviously there is a lot of money can be made if you hold the position overnight. You can be lucky to make tons of money, and I made a lot of money holding position overnight, but at the same time I lost a lot of money holding position overnight. So it's risky, but you never know. But day trading is safe. When you can buy, you have a chance to sell it during the day, but overnight you have the risk of whatever happens overnight, news or sudden drop or up or down. Anyway, I hope you like this video. I will try to post more. Please comment or like, share if it's possible. If you have any question, let me know. Hope you like it. Have a great night.